Hey guys, Trigger John coming at you with another Awaken Chaos Era video. Today's video is going to be a very specific video. I feel like because we've had such a big turnaround with both content creators, player base, and overall just slight change of kind of the way the game's been played and manipulated with the new characters, new strategies, new realizations of how the game is kind of played, that I wanted to talk about real quickly how to quickly prioritize your account to make the fastest progression on your account, as well as just reminding you that there are a few things that you don't want to necessarily overlook that could cost you quite a bit as far as progression goes, and you definitely want to maximize your return on your time invested in the game. All right, so I do want to keep this video very quick. Unfortunately, I just found out that I have COVID today. Found this out because my throat is a little sore. So as you can notice, my voice probably sounds just a little bit different. I do apologize. But nonetheless, we're gonna push on. We're gonna keep making content. We're gonna keep doing our thing. I feel like I owe you guys that, as well as, it's kind of become something that's kind of important to me, which is why I wanted to talk about today's topic, which is the priorities of what you should be doing in the game. And this is going to go all the way from like day one all the way up to, well, now, like I'm in game. So first things first is your rookie summons. When you summon your character from the very start, you have a lot of different options for characters. I can tell you from experience, having a lot of these characters that you could get right off the start, that some make the game easier than others. I also have a couple that I need to build here that'll be other options, so to speak, at the very beginning. My personal advice, though, still is to take Avera right off the get-go, because she has probably one of the best kits to synergize and maximize the damage potential moving forward in your starting gameplay. Before, we did have Nathalia that was kind of guaranteed to us. Unfortunately, that is no longer the case. So unfortunately, our girl Nathalia here, she's not guaranteed to all the new players. This was a thing back when the game launched. However, it's no longer a thing. So Avera is still #1 priority for getting. The next priority would probably be Hydricia. And then honestly, if you could get the epic summons that gets, I think William and Nathalia are part of an epic summon, they would be the next best thing. Moving on from there, it's like I said, we've had a lot of new players. I've had a lot of people reach out and go, "Hey John, your content is just too in-game for me. I don't know what you're speaking about." And when I say a lot of people, I mean at least 10 to 15 people per video. And my videos lately haven't been getting as many views because a lot of people that I've talked to are so new that they don't know how to push up to that content. So let's do a quick recap and explain to you how you really want to push this game and how you really want to make yourself go so much further. I've talked to a lot of people who've been whaling out. They have a lot of legendaries, which is amazing. I know it's a lot of fun. You want to get that dopamine, right? You get excited. But spend all your diamonds, get these summons, and just go. Here's my first tip. Don't do that. Hold off. Don't summon. I know it seems wrong. It seems weird because, you want that dopamine. That's why we play these gacha games. However, what happens when you get all these characters at once? You get a little sidetracked. You start to worry about if I need to build this character for this content, this character for the other content, and you get outside of your lane. You guys know me. I'm all about synergy and staying in your lane. Stay focused. Keep your head down. Focus on the grind. Getting all these legendaries hurts you. The other part of that is because you get all these diamonds, which are amazing, you burn through them too quickly because you're summoning, right? Like right now, I could go do a 10 pull and I would have no diamonds, which means I could no longer farm in the game. It means I would effectively halt my progression. Also, a 10 run, say for farming a Glyph or something like that, costs you about a day's worth of energy. So if you put that into perspective, is it really worth it to spend your diamonds on summoning when it would be more cost effective for you to spend it on your energy and help you grind and get that much faster? As you get your characters up higher, you could get to grinding more, and then you could be in my situation where it's like, okay, I can do all this content. Now I kind of want to go and I want to summon all these characters. I've done that, and I've gotten almost every wood, fire, and water champion other than God Fairy. That's the only one I need currently, other than some light darks. But trust me when I tell you, that was one of the biggest mistakes I made, is I got really summon happy and it set me back. I know a lot of people I've talked to that they've made the same mistake, so don't do that. The next thing that I want to bring up is a lot of people are still saying, like, you know, I can do this dungeon. We have hell modes now unlocked, but I can do dungeon 7, so it's totally fine. Please do not do that. It's a total waste of your resources and energy. The best idea is to go immediately into adventure mode and just progress. If you get stuck, use a fringe unit. Using a fringe unit is a cheat code. I don't know how many times I can't say or gonna say this or explain this to you, but you can use a fringe unit 3 times a day, multiple friends a day. This allows you and should allow you to quickly progress into this mythic section and clear out all the content super fast, as well as allow you to farm for the higher tier gear. Now, I know I said that higher tier gear. Let me clarify what that means. That means that if we click on a mythic mode level, we can get 5-star gear. That is higher tier when you are very new, and that's okay. But this is a double, actually a triple, almost a quadruple backed source of resources. So that's why this makes more sense to farm than wasting your energy to farm for, because most people can do 7 very easily, which is why I bring 7 up. To bring up to 4-star gear that's only purple, and the only resources you're getting back here is essentially jelly and maybe some gear that you're not going to use, because anything that's 3 or 4 star is not going to help you progress. So that's why this is a huge no-no. Do not do it. The other thing is do not focus on doing Tulpa. I know a lot of people get really excited because Tulpa is probably one of the easier right off the get-go dungeons to do up until about stage 9, stage 10. Do not worry about doing Tulpa. This gear is going to fall off super quick, especially this rage gear. It is not worth it. As you see here, I haven't even done 14 yet because the gear is useless. I'm never going to need to farm this, so I'm not worrying about it. If I'm not worrying about it and I'm in game, that should tell you as a newer player that, hey, maybe I don't need to worry about doing Tulpa, and maybe I shouldn't, and I should definitely not focus on this. What I'm trying to do and point out to you is I'm trying to help you understand the energy requirements that are going to be needed to progress into Queen of Tides and Ash of Magisteria. Queen of Tides is the #1 priority 9 out of 10 times for getting a starting player to the mid to end game. I do have a video explaining how to go from the mid game to the end game, or not so much the mid game, going from farming to the mid game. I'll try to link it. It'll probably be up in this top right corner, I think is where they're going to put it. Definitely I'll tag it so that way you guys can click on that for later if you want to watch it. But the problem is a lot of people get too excited and they want to blow past this whole getting to mythic and getting to a certain level and get into the dungeons to get that grind going. And I understand it. I came from the same background. I spent a lot of money on this game because I understand it. I get it. However, if you could make it to mythic 4, basically, yeah, once you make it to mythic 4, even into slightly into mythic 5, at that point in time, you can really farm your glyphs. Your glyphs make the champion. Honestly, I mean, yes, your gear makes them as well, but when you're trying to push into that end game, something that you really need to just stay focused on and understand priority-wise is that you have to get these glyphs done and completed to really progress. Now, you don't have to get them to maxed out glyphs like this. You can get them to partials, and that's okay. For example, I think, yeah, my Rodira, she has 1 tier 5 glyph, and that's okay. This character here would qualify to go into Queen 12 just fine because we have entered the glyph level 5 mark, and that is what matters. Because once you get to this point, you gained a lot of bonus stats that you wouldn't have had that help negate the struggle of not having correct gear. So always keep this in mind. There's always the checks and balances. I've had a lot of people also point out to me that they came to me and they messaged me like, hey, can I get an account takeover? I just can't seem to get this content completed. And that's normal. Don't feel discouraged by this. I'm going to keep making some guides to help you guys really progress. Like for example, this guy Hollands, he's using a couple of different comps that are really, really good for progression, but it takes gear to make him work. The only way to get the gear is you have to get into the dungeons, which everyone's kind of bummed out about because they can't seem to do this. But the common misconception that I'm seeing that they can't do is that they're going in here and they are prioritizing using speed boots. Notice I have some speed boots right here, but if we were to look at my boots, they're not all speed. I have some that are speed, I have some that are attack, I have some that are HP. I got a lot of them that aren't going to be showed because they're equipped, right? But I have a lot of boots here, and primarily most of these are not speed boots. Most of them are attack percent, HP percent, because even though speed is a good priority in this game, you cannot lap other characters, so it's not as priority. And maybe you are trying to go too fast and you're sacrificing some basic stats that you need to really progress. I want to make sure everyone's aware of this, because a lot of the takeovers I've had to do are people who can't crit cap. They can't hit crit rate 100. But if you look at their gear, they're too worried about their sets. They're not going stats over sets. They've got speed boots on. They've got flat stats on the bottom row. So just to clarify for you guys, so that way you're aware, for those of you who are watching and maybe they don't understand, maybe they don't know. You guys got to keep in mind when you're leaving these comments, because some of you have left some pretty mean comments, that not everybody is as knowledgeable as me or you or the next guy. Some people just enjoy the grind, they enjoy the game, they enjoy the just trying to make this work for them. This bottom row, you can get flat stats on this one. You do not want any flat stats here. The only flat stat that is acceptable is speed, and it's not a flat stat. There's just no percent option, right? So this is the only one on the bottom row that you really want to have that isn't a percent stat. Now, this one is okay to be HP percent, defense percent, attack percent, speed percent, or speed flat. It's okay. The rest of these need to be some sort of percentage. And this top row is the only ones that have to be a flat stat. So these have to be a flat attack on the weapon, a flat HP on the helm, and a flat defense on the chest piece. Definitely keep that in mind when you're gearing your champions, because a lot of the takeovers, I get people who have like 5-star, 6-star gear, but it's flat stats up here, and I instantly take it off, I re-gear their character, and bada bing, bada boom, out of nowhere, the comp that they thought would not work magically works. I then had to charge them a little bit for account takeover, and they're like, oh yeah, well that's great, thank you. And I'm like, well, had you done this, would have saved you. So I want to let you guys know this, because I don't want you guys to have to feel like you got to reach out to me for an account takeover. I want to try to empower you to know how to play the game and what to correctly look for in the game that's going to make you progress. Always feel free to join the Discord, ask questions, join my Twitch, ask questions during a live Twitch session, or another content creators. A lot of us will try to point you in the right direction if we don't have the proper answer. Back to the topic at hand though. To prioritize, the best way of progressing is you get to your adventure mode. You listen to what I say, you get your character, say you get your Rodira to the tier 5, right? She's unlocked it, her tier 5s are here. You need to have her abilities done. Make sure they're done. Do not try to go do dungeons without abilities done on your characters. It just hurts yourself when trying to understand what is wrong. You want to do a process of elimination and eliminate any other possible outliers that are making whatever you're trying to work on not work. So do abilities, it helps. But the first priority is focus on getting a team that you want to build for Queen of Tides. I highly recommend that you guys don't sleep on the fact that you can start working on getting Zatlux from day 1, and it helps you in the long run because you can get 50 diamonds a day. And I want to point out to you, what does 50 diamonds a day buy you? You guys see that? 50 diamonds a day will buy you 120 energy. Well worth the investment. And you can get it fairly easy by coming over to training and doing these 5 battles every day. This allows you to get the 50 every day. And on top of that, that helps you every single day get that much closer to getting the Zatlux. You need 200 arena battles. These do count towards that. So definitely want to do that so that way you can get that bonus energy every day. It's going to help you progress into dungeon mode, which is what everyone wants to do and for the fun. The other thing that I want to point out very quickly is the fact that certain characters make more difference than others. For example, I no longer have the foodie quest. I've completed it. However, I know a lot of you are stuck on foodie 20. The foodie mission to get to level 20 on the guild boss. It is not easy. I do understand that, but quick caveat, quick side note, quick whatever you want to call it. Easy mode of this. Get this guy right here. If you get Urzog, do not put a bunch of investment into him. Just throw some attack on him. Let him go smack this banker, right? Go let him smack the water element guild boss, so to speak, right? and he will more than likely very easily with very crappy gear get you up to that guild 20 chest, and then you can move on from there. Just as a quick tip and advice, I mean, I know a lot of people say Antidua, which is also a good option. She does require a little bit of gear to really make that forward. However, Urzog doesn't really require as much of a gear exchange, so to speak, to get that, you know, level 20 chest accomplished. I think we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cut it here on the video, because I'm trying to think. There's a lot more advice I'd love to give you guys, but it's a matter of I'm not sure at what point in time that I need to give this advice to you. Let me know down in the comments down below. Did I give you enough advice to take you from the very beginning up until, say, the dungeons? If not, let me know. What am I missing? What pieces of information do you guys really need to be able to succeed and grow your accounts correctly? And I am happy to help and provide and guide you in that direction. So that being said, I'm gonna call our day. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm gonna probably go to bed. I gotta go rest my throat. It's getting a little scratchy. I don't know if you could tell, but I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.